what's up? So the last few days I've been using that new Instagram feature where you could ask a question in a story, and it's been kind of cool to sort of communicate with some of my followers and answer some questions that some of them might have had. So I thought that I would make a video version of some of the questions that I answered. On my stories, I answered them in text form. I thought I would just go through some of those questions really quick in video form, and hopefully it could be another way to sort of answer the questions. So bear with me here, but I'll go through them one by one. There's only a few, and I'm going to go pretty short and quick. And the answer is yes, I did. I attended the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan. It's a great experience, really great faculty. I met a lot of really great people there, people that I'm still friends with to this day. I still keep in touch with some of my teachers who are all professionals in the field, so for that reason it's really great. Nowadays I don't necessarily recommend art school as the be-all end-all in terms of becoming an artist, an illustrator, a comic book artist, whatever it might be, just because there's so many other alternate versions of education now with even just YouTube, Skillshare, things like that, where you could get the same kind of instruction without having to pay so much money for art school. Art school is great, but it's very expensive. And so that's something to think about for young artists who might be wondering if that's a path that they should go down. If anything, maybe later on in life, you could do a grad program if you feel like you really want to have that experience. But straight out of high school, I'm not so sure that it's the best thing to do. Art is hard enough as a profession, and to do it while you're in debt is just going to make it harder. So I would seek out other forms of education, or go to like a community school or something like that, take the art classes there, whatever it might be. But there are a lot of alternate versions, and you can even reach out to some of your favorite artists if they're in your local area and see if they're willing to sort of do an apprenticeship kind of thing, or even just look at your work on a semi-regular basis and give you feedback. So I'd recommend looking into those alternative options. And that's sort of a broad question. It's a great question, but I think inspiration is sort of everywhere, as cliche as that could sound. It could be something like, I love the summertime. It's currently the summertime. I'm very inspired by the summer. Music can be really inspiring. Seeing other works of art, going to the museum. I really like looking at photography. Photography really inspires me. I like the way it inspires me to think about composition in a different way. So there's tons of different things inside and outside of art itself. Being around certain people can be inspiring. I get a lot of ideas while I'm riding the subway. I don't know what that's all about, but if I'm ever stuck, I could either go for a walk, ride the train, or take a shower. And somehow in those sort of activities, I start to get the wheels turning a little bit. I don't know what that's all about, but everybody's got their thing. So yeah, I'm inspired by a lot of different things, but those are the things that sort of come to my mind right off the bat. I forget what I said, what I typed, but one of the things that I think about when I hear the word style is I once heard someone say that style, your particular style, is everything that you actually do wrong. So in terms of drawing, the closer you are to reality, if you were to draw photorealistic stuff that looks exactly like reality, you wouldn't essentially have a style, right? It would just be a reflection of reality itself. So everything that you do that's wrong in terms of your interpretation of reality, the way you draw a hand that's not exactly like a hand, or the way you draw a face or a building, whatever that is, that's actually your style. So everything that you don't draw realistically, photorealistically, accurately, that's sort of a definition of your particular style. So when I hear of style, I like to think about that particular interpretation of it. But in terms of improving your style, if you're not happy with the way you draw or paint or whatever it might be, I would say just really focus on the fundamentals of your drawing and your art making skills, and your style will just naturally sort of come. Everybody has their own style of handwriting, of speaking, using their hands, not using their hands, whatever it might be. Style is just like your unique way of doing different things. So I would focus less on the style itself and more on trying to execute your skills and your abilities as best as you can. And inevitably, style will sort of come out of that. I already made a video on the tools that I use, and I'll try to link it below if I remember. If not, you can just sort of search that. I think it's called Tools of the Trade, what I use. So yeah, in terms of like brand names that I use, I like Staedtler pens. I think they're really great. I like Pentel, makes a really great brush pen. I've spoken about it many times. It's like one of my favorite tools. What else? I like, there's a company named Marvy that makes a lay pen. It's called Lay Pen Technical Pens, and I find them at Blick stores. So those are the brands that come to mind off the bat. Other than that, I'm willing to always experiment with whatever I see at the art store. I would say that the tool doesn't make the artist makes the tool. So I don't necessarily think you should buy something just for the brand name. All the ones that I mentioned that I really like to use have just been through over the years trial and error, and those are the ones that sort of stuck. Oh, and I really like Winsor Newton ink. That's the ink that I like to use. And again, that's just through trial and error. There are other great inks out there, and some people prefer other ones, but that's sort of the one that works for me. So yeah, those are some of the preferred brands that I have. I use, again, it's in my Tools of the Trade video, but I use a Wacom Cintiq Companion 2. It's the portable version of the Cintiq. It's smaller than the desktop, but it's portable. It's awesome. I kind of take it with me everywhere I go. I tend to work in different locations, and it's great for that. It's very durable, and I do all my professional work nowadays on it, especially my comics. I love it. It's super, super handy. Wacom is a great brand. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but any Wacom product that I've ever had has always standed the test of time. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking to go the digital route, although I haven't really used any other digital tools, but I've heard some good things about the Windows Surface as well. So yeah, but I particularly use the Wacom tablet, and I run Photoshop on it as my software. All right, so if you missed my stories the other day and where I was answering some questions, here you go. I just re-answered them in video form. So hopefully that you got something out of that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and ask me some more questions. I'm probably going to do more of those question things on my story, but I'd love to answer them here as well, and I might make some more videos in the future too if there are some new and interesting questions that I think maybe would help if I share them and answer them this way. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.